What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I just want to talk about something that I've been using over the past 3 weeks while I've been doing my 40 hours a week challenge, and that is using Bunpo pretty extensively for grammar. Now, this is not coming off the heels. I haven't just finished doing Bunpo or anything, so it's not like a fresh hot take or anything like that. This is just over the course of the last few weeks, just a couple of things that I've noticed. First and foremost, I think that the program is overall pretty well worth it, just for the little bits of information. Now, you can get the same information in Take Him. However, I like the way that Bunpo is set up just in terms of having almost I say flashcards, but it's it'll be like a little information note and you swipe it and then it gives you another information note and it'll give you a couple of sample sentences and whatever of the grammar choice that you're working with. Now, I've almost completed the N5, but some of the stuff on there that I haven't done is stuff that I already know. So I'm working towards some of the N4 stuff right now, which is comparisons using Yori and what is it, Hoba or something like that, which I still need to go over. Usually I'll go over them a couple of times. But one of the downfalls of the program is that, and it's something that I've noticed the last couple of days. So after you finish going through the section of notes, you'll get to a section of practice. Normally I wouldn't do those anyway, but when I first started out, I was kind of enjoying it, and now I don't really like it. There's a lot of flaws, I think, in the system, one of which is that they give you examples, and it'll give you a fill-in-the-blank sentence, and usually that's fine, but the problem is sometimes there's words there that you don't know. Now, they do have the ability to click on, if it's already in the sentence, you can click on it and kind of see what it means. And so it kind of works itself out. However, there is an instance that I've been running into recently, and I don't know if it's just from where I'm upping kind of ramping into a little bit harder grammar, but there is a thing, and it has almost like a Duolingo feel to it, which is a red flag for me anyway, but it'll give you the first half of a sentence. For example, if I'm using the Yori, I think it's Yori Hoba. I could be mistaken the grammar pattern, but it's if something is more something than something else. If something was taller than, if John was taller than Tim or whatever. And I don't want to say the grammar pattern because I'm sure I'll butcher it because I just learned it today, and usually I'll write out examples and stuff like that. So it'd be Jim wa Yori, and then Tom Hoba Takai des, or something of that nature. But again, this isn't for me to test my grammar. This is just giving you an example. So it'll give you up to Yori, which isn't always used, I guess, but Tom, it'll be Tom, or Jim wa, Tom, Hoba, whatever. No Hoba, actually, I think is what it is. But anyway, it'll give you Tomwa, and then it'll give you this. Now, the problem isn't necessarily that it would say Tom, and then Nohoba, and then Takai, and then des. And you have to figure that out because those are all words, maybe that you would know. But the problem is it'll start getting into explaining things a little bit in depth. And sometimes there'll be 6 or 7 words that you have to fill in. And you can kind of guess the first couple, okay, Tom, okay, he's shorter than Jim, so I need to use Tom, and then there's the grammar pattern. But then you get into a weird area where sometimes it doesn't end in a sentence ender that you're familiar with. There's been times where I've done this and there's been 3 or 4 words that I've never seen, and I mean never seen within the application itself. So they're just throwing words in there, and I think that that's a big downfall of the app. The other issue that I have is sometimes they will have where you have to write a sentence. You have to click a microphone and you'll have to write it out. And if you, the audio isn't great. It's just computerized audio voice. And if it's very easy to either misspell or not even be able to clearly understand it because it's pretty terrible audio in some instances. Sometimes it's passable, but there's sometimes where things sound like other things. and that gets to be a little bit of an issue. And so, like today, for example, I was doing one, and I missed one question out of all of them. And then I was like, well, I'll just go back and do that question later, but I'll just get through this because I was going to go on and do some other stuff. I click continue. From where I didn't correct it, this is the first time I've done this, from where I didn't correct that one mistake, I failed the entire lesson and I have to do it all over again if I want to check it off that I've done it. And that, to me, reminds me of why I quit using applications to begin with, because of that kind of stuff right there. Because I have a general understanding. Obviously, again, I may have mispronounced or misused the context here, because I think I'm confusing yori and then nohoga, like inu yori neko neko hoga ski desu. Like, I like cats more than dogs. Like, I think I'm confusing that with the nohoba. But anyway, like, I think from here on out, I think I'm going to take it, and I think that I am going to just do the flashcard portion of it, read the notes, and then do some examples or write out some examples in my notebook, and then just kind of read over them. Because the idea of failing stuff, that's what got me out of wanting to learn Japanese and learn a lot of languages in general, is this failing mentality. Not that you shouldn't be corrected on what you're doing, but like, in terms of, I spent maybe 15 minutes on that lesson and I missed one question, and so I failed the entire thing. And if you go back into it, it restarts all from the beginning. There's not a correct the one mistake. You have to correct it then, or else you fail it. So I think that's what I'm going to do from here on out. Anyway, this turned into kind of a weird rambling video between Bunpo and just overall grammar and me not knowing what in the crap I'm talking about. But it's just something I wanted to talk about, because I know I've had a lot of people ask me about Bunpo. Overall, do I still think it's worth the money? I'm going to say yes. I like that it's sectioned out. And realistically, even if you don't want to go through the grammar patterns, I do find it to be easier digestible than Take Him. That is purely preference only. I know tons of people who love Take Him. I'm not one of those people. I've tried to read it. It's just very, I mean, for lack of better terminology, textbooky to me. And I don't know, I'm very indifferent about it. I do like the short little chunks that this gives you. It's very, very well explained. Just kind of the examples, like the quiz section is really, really bad in my opinion. But overall, I definitely think it's worth the money, even if you're just looking for something like, because you can read through those flashcards in a couple of minutes and you can just write this stuff down, because the sample sentences that they give you are generally pretty good. And you can use that, and it's very plug and play. So you can even just write the grammar structure and leave some blanks and then make your own sentences, and that can maybe help as well. So, but yeah, so that is basically kind of a little mini review of Bunpo, I guess, but also what I'm doing for grammar study. And I'm not doing it a lot. I'm actually doing it less than what people may think that I'm doing. I'm not studying grammar a ton, and I've actually found that through finally that I've got a little bit into reading. I'm kind of starting to unlock a little bit of the grammar patterns, and it's taken a long time, and I'm definitely nowhere near any kind of good level at all. But yeah, I don't know, slowly unlocking it, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Some people may not like that for them, but I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. So, but I am going to end the video here. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them down below and I will try to answer. But yeah, I think that's about it. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video.